Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. Today's video is going to be entitled Lost Without You. Okay, this video is inspired by our great loss in our community of the great men that were leading the charge. Okay, Natureboy, Brother Polite, young Pharoah, Rashad, Jamal, and the likes, okay? All of them in the last 2 years, it seems, I think about the last 2 years, have all been arrested, okay, in the spirit and then physically, okay? We can't just sit back and not do nothing, okay? Whether they are guilty or not, we have to weigh that on the scale and say, is their crime, if they are guilty, greater than what they have contributed and what they brought to our lives and brought to the movement, okay? In my opinion, I believe that what they brought forth is greater than any crime that they're charged with, okay? And again, if these crimes are factual, okay? However, their system should not in no way, shape, and form have been able to judge our men, and then we accept that verdict, okay? When it pertains to us and our movement, we are the judge over what goes on in our community. And we are the ones to make the final judgment, okay, based on the facts and the evidence, okay? So these accusations are charges that were brought into a court that was outside of the courts, outside of our court system, okay? So I say that to say, we as a community did not investigate this situation at all, okay? So therefore, in my eyes, they are innocent men, okay? And perhaps the victims, if there are true victims, they would probably say otherwise, okay? But again, this wasn't brought into our courts, so I don't know. But what I do know is, again, that their work outweighs whatever they are being accused of. So I am asking you all to join in with me to bring them back home, bring them back to the community, okay? We want to call forth for their release, okay? Again, the Most High Spirit knows whether they are truly guilty and whether they really need to be sitting down somewhere, okay? So my prayer is for their release, or at least for their equivalent to rise, okay? Whenever our men are arrested, we need an immediate replacement because the war must rage on, okay? The flame to our fire must continue to burn, okay? We cannot let the fire die out, okay? And that's essentially what's happening right now. We don't, again, I say this all the time, we don't got another 50 years to wait for a Messiah to be born. We had just a whole slew of them that are now out of commission. So we can't sit back and just say and accept this verdict. We can't. So I am calling you guys to pray with me on a nightly basis. There's power in prayer, collective prayer, us all focusing on one intent, okay? And that is for our men to be free, okay? Not just the four men that I mentioned, which was Pharoah, Natureboy, Polite, and Rashad Jamal, but for all of our leaders who have been arrested. Anyone that you can think of that I may not know, who may have been before my time, and you have those names, may they be free. You put their names in the comment section, because we want to pray for all of our men to come home, because we need leadership. Okay, we need their presence. I definitely feel lost when they're gone. Okay, definitely. And I miss them greatly. I miss their presence online. It definitely makes life so much more worth living, when there's somebody with the fire that you have, for our people and our movement and our struggle, and for them to be present and on fire every day, keeping us together and keeping us motivated. And it's like, they're like the life force that runs through us, you know what I mean? And when they cut the head, it's like the body dies, but we refuse to die. We can't die, because pre-2020 we was on fire. That's what led to all the change post 2020 that was in our favor. Okay, so a lot of the changes that we seen post 2020 was because of the work that these men have done. Not just them, but the ones that came before them, who are gone, but those that had passed the torch to them. So they were our present representation. So right now, I'm calling forth all the Herus. Okay, if these men are truly guilty, then the Most High knows what to do. They have to sit down somewhere, you know what I mean, and do their time. And when the time is right, they'll be released. However, if they are innocent in the eyes of spirit in the spiritual courts, may they be released. That is our prayer. Okay. And if they are guilty, may we get their equivalent. May our men rise up. May our messiahs, our Herus, rise up now. Okay. We need them to come to the front of the congregation. We need you. Okay. Our prayer is for our men to be strong, for our men not to be scared, for our men to be courageous, for our men to rise up who are called to this. May they not run from their calling. May they rise up, because every time they take one of us down, we need an immediate replacement. Okay. So I want you guys to include those brothers in your prayers every night. Okay. We're praying for their release and their return. Okay. And even Dr. Malachi Z. York, him as well. Don't know that much about him. I've come across quite a bit of his work or whatever. Don't know whether he's guilty or not, but I definitely love his work and what he stand on. Okay. Another thing that Spirit has been bringing forth to me was the return and the era of the women kings. Okay. No coincidence we had that movie come out. Okay. There's no coincidence that I just came across a video on YouTube where the Navy just gave the highest rank in the Navy to a woman, a black woman at that, where she's commander in chief of the whole Navy. Okay. The energy of Deborah. Deborah was a woman in the Bible. She was a prophetess. She was a judge, and she was a military leader. Okay. Her energy is coming through very, very heavy at this time. Okay. So while our men are in captivity, if there's no other man that is willing to stand up to the plate and take their positions, then it is up to us to keep the flame lit and to carry the torch. Okay. So to all you women out there who have been called, may you answer the call. Okay. May you answer the call. We need your presence. You may not, know what to talk about or what to say, but pray about it. You know what I mean? I have difficulties. I started this channel and felt like there was a lot on my mind and a lot that I wanted to share and a lot that I wanted to talk about. But I find myself like, going weeks at a time without posting anything. It feels like, something similar to writer's block, It's like God isn't speaking, so I have nothing to say. But yet I really do have much to say. So may our throat chakras be unblocked. May bravery and courageousness be our traits. If there's things that we want to say, may we never hold back. May we release messages the way that they're supposed to come out. Okay. In their raw, unadulterated forms. Okay. So yes, Deborah was a woman in the Bible who led the Israelites to victory. I believe over the Canaanites. I don't particularly know everything. She just started to telepathically communicate with me, and then I've done some research on who and who she was and what she stood for. Okay, so that pathway, that energy is very much alive and available to women at this time. So women, step into your righteous position. Step into the throne. Step into the battlefield. Okay. Because like I said, while our men is in captivity, the war must still go on. So it's time for us to boot up, strap up, and get to it. If there's no male replacements. Okay. Let me see what else that I want to share. So again, I know there's a lot of newbies who in particular probably know about the four men that I mentioned, Pharoah, Natureboy, Polite, and Rashad, Jamal. Probably a lot of young people who are familiar with them. But for those of us who are older, who have been in consciousness and been in this war for quite some time, we have to continue to do the things that we were doing pre-2020 because they have sprayed us, okay? They have sprayed our movement with roach spray. They done sprayed us. We done slowed down. We done got fat. You know what I mean? People out here, was on fire on these YouTube channels, but they done started making all that money, and now they done got fat. They don't got no fire no more. They making money and looking good and eating good, and they don't got no more fire for the community. See, I talk about this all the time, that this money is a very, very powerful weapon that the opposition uses, okay? So anybody that's going to be stepping into this leadership role, you have to be aware of the power and deceit of the money, okay? Okay, so this is a call also. We want to pray that our men and anyone who is fighting with us, we want to pray that they remain strong and that they never lose their fire and that no weapon formed against them shall prosper, that they shall always have fire for this movement. None of the enemy's weapons shall penetrate, okay? We have to stay prayerful. Praying is going to be a huge part of our victory, okay? The spoken word, okay? The written word as well, okay? We need to also, fasting is a powerful tool. Fasting is a powerful tool, okay? I do come across a lot of people who seems to be a part of this movement and a part of this war with us. But a lot of them, they do drugs. Like Rashad Jamal, he was smoking that weed. You know what I mean? So I do come across a lot of young people who are stepping into this leadership role. However, I do notice that a lot of them do drink or they do smoke. You know what I mean? And then a lot of people are very much partaking in worldly foods and things like that. So we have to be mindful of the things that we consume on our plates, as well as continuing these practices that fortify us and strengthen us, okay? Because right now we weak, and that's why they winning, okay? And for us to regain control of this war, it's going to take some sacrifice, and it's going to take some fasting and praying, okay? Not only the people that go to church and Christians fast and pray, okay? This is something that we must implement and something that we must do on a consistent basis. It's time for, our people to get off those drugs, for real. Get off those drugs. Get off those drugs, please. We need you. We need you in this war. You gotta give up some things. Gotta give up some things that you love. And them drugs, that they definitely gotta go, because they not helping, not at all. Okay? The alcohol, the marijuana, I don't care if it's natural, It got to go. It got to go. It got to go. Okay. Um, it gotta go. It gotta go. It's time to let it go because we need to be strengthened. We had a great victory. Okay. We had a great victory. That inclination into 2020, we was on fire. Okay, and we need to get back to that level of things. Okay, so I'm calling you all to put down those forks and to put down those vices and to really step back into your power, and let's deliver our people. We are almost at the finish line, you know what I mean? Let's bring this liberation that we all so much desire. We all want to feel at home in our own land, in our own home. We want to feel at home. Okay? I ain't never gonna be okay, and I ain't never gonna be satisfied until I have that feeling and I have that pride of being an American. And I don't have that right now at all. I've never had it. And that's something that we should have. And we should continue to press forward about. Okay? So let me see if there's anything else that I want to mention here. Let's see. Fasting for fortification and victory. Okay. Anybody who, light these altars and have these altars and bringing forth our ancestral powers and spirits, I thank you. May you continue to do that work. May you never let the candles or the offerings not be present on those altars. Okay, because of the work that you do, we are afforded. Those of us who may not do altar work, we are afforded the ability to utilize that energy because of your work. So I thank you, and I also just encourage anyone who may have been slacking on their altar work to tap back in. Okay. We need those altars lit. We need our gods fed. Okay. That is another huge aspect of this war, is taking care of the gods. Okay. So yeah, make sure they are fed. Please, 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 please. Okay. Let me see what else it is that I want to discuss. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. So to sum it up is for women to tap in to your kingship, okay, your warrior like essence, okay. We need you. We need that Sekhmet, okay, Shango energy present right now, okay. So and like I said, that Deborah energy. So those of you who are naturally inclined to be violent and vicious, and the battlefield is where you belong, then I encourage you to continue doing what you do in the forefront and behind the scenes. Okay? And again, to any men who are on the fence about whether they should join the movement, whether they should step forward and start a channel, the answer is yes. We need you. Okay? We need you. Know that you have backing. Okay? You have the backing of the women that are in this movement, who will cover you, shield you, and pray for you, as well as the backing of our ancestral powers. Okay? So we need your courage and your bravery, and we need you to step into this role. But for now, we'll hold the fort down until you come forth. Okay? Yeah. Spirit told me to tell you, we got to keep our foot on the gas. We can't never let up. We so close to the things that we desire. Reparations. Okay? Reparations. Another thing that you should be praying for every night, okay, is reparations for our people. Okay? So yeah, keep your foot on the gas, whatever it is that you were doing up until they snatched our leaders up. Continue to do it. If you've been slacking, get back on your shit. And yeah, fasting to help you get back on track, help you get focused. And I believe I said everything I done said. I feel like I've been repeating myself a whole bunch of times, but y'all get the gist of what I'm saying here. So with that being said, peace, peace, peace.